What's good, boys and girls? I'm in a good mood. Uh, where I work, we don't punch in or we don't clock in or whatever. They do that. We do that at home online, and we can check our schedule and yada yada yada. So I just got back from work, went in, or I logged in to fill out my timesheet, and after I was done with it, I checked my schedule, and I was supposed to work tomorrow, but I'm not on the schedule tomorrow. So I have a 3-day weekend. Fan-damn-tastic. So I said, let's make a video because a card I was waiting for came in today. Why not? But before I do, for those of you who watched my last Set Hunter video, I regaled you with a tale of woe and tragedy and comedy about some new seller who charges way too much to ship his cards. And after I made that video, he left me another message. And if you haven't seen the video, watch the last Set Hunter video. I believe the title is called Pretty Peeved. Anyway, I was trying to give this kid advice that he charges way too much to ship his cards, and he's a new seller. He has a feedback rating of 12 now. So I was like, dude, the best piece of advice I can give you is like, don't charge so much to ship cards when it's obvious you don't put that amount of money into shipping it. You sound greedy. People aren't going to buy from you. Yada 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 yada. Best advice I can give you. The message he left me was, and I quote, "If somebody wants a card bad enough, they will pay my shipping costs." That's a tip for you when you sell cards. I was unaware I was dealing with a professional. Wow. Good luck, buddy. If someone wants a card bad enough, they will pay whatever I want for shipping. Anyway, that's the direction eBay is going, and that right there is probably the future president of the United States. Anyway, I got some goodies in. I'm pretty excited about. We'll start off with something that shouldn't surprise anybody. Saw this. No one was bidding on it. It's a pretty card. It fits my criteria rather well. I mean, it's a sticker auto, which I know a lot of people like to dog on and naysay sticker autos. I don't mind sticker autos if they're done right. I mean, I've seen a lot of shitty sticker autos. It's all about placement with this stuff, man. Which is why I love white cardstock, because it's pretty hard to fuck up a sticker auto when you have a white cardstock. Anyway, this is out of, what year is this? I don't even know. 2012 National Treasures. This is a dual prime patch autograph of, yep, smells like the ganja, Von Miller. But they're not patches. They're laundry tags. So, it was there. It was cheap as shit. So I bought it. There's that. Now, moving on to the aforementioned list that I've been hinting towards for the past couple of videos. This list I've been carrying around for, I don't know, 20 years? And so I recently turned 30 years old, and I was like, you know what, I've been going about collecting all wrong. I need to rethink how I do things with this hobby, yada yada yada. So anyway, pulled out the list, and it has names of players whose autographs I really want. And I've also been very, very picky, which is a good thing, because there's nothing wrong with being picky when it comes to collecting. I think the pickier you are, the better you are. Is that right? The pickier you are, the better off you are, I should say. So anyway, if that makes sense to you, good. If it doesn't, it's okay. But when I talk about being picky, there are certain players I want in certain jerseys. and this guy is one of them. I've seen a million autographs of this guy, and sometimes he is in a Spurs jersey, other times he's in a Pistons jersey, other times he's in a Photoshop jersey because the production company of that particular card doesn't have a license, so he'll be in a red jersey where Bulls has obviously been photoshopped out. I had to have him in a Bulls jersey, and I was pretty pleased with this year's National Treasures basketball. Yep, basketball card. On the Bulls, 20 of 25 NBA Greats Gold Proof. It's a sticker. Deal with it. The Worm. Dennis Rodman. Had to have one in a Bulls uniform, and it had to say Bulls on the card. Patience will go a long way. So, there it is. Dennis Rodman. He's crossed off the list. Move on. Nice knowing you. This is the card that came in today. It came all the way from Puerto Rico. And like I said, I was really, really, really impressed with this year's National Treasures basketball, which came out like a month ago. Probably not even that. Like 3 weeks ago. But once again, being picky, I wanted at least an autograph of this guy. I went after his notable nickname cards a couple times. I just wasn't ready to drop $150 on him. But I'll settle for a barely 3-color patch autograph of the Glide. And the Glide had to be in a Blazers uniform. I did not want him in a Rockets uniform. I wanted him in a Blazers uniform because I grew up watching him on the Blazers. How about that one? Number 25, Clyde The Glide. Just barely 3 colors in that bad boy. Black, red, and a little bit of white. But there he is. Very nice, clean auto. That one is on the card. This is from the Night Moves subset. 15 of 25. Clyde The Glide. Done. Moving on. Now to a little bit of the... moving from the court to the ice. Once again, being very picky. I grew up watching this guy. One of my favorite non-Avalanche hockey players. Had to have him in a Blues uniform. Because I grew up watching him on the Blues. I don't care if he played for the Stars. Or the Red Wings. Or any other team he played for. I know there's at least one more in there. But anyway, white cardstock came across this. Drooled a little bit. Threw the guy an offer, he immediately rejected it. Threw him an offer of $5 more, and he accepted it. So 43 out of 50 out of Dominion. I don't give a shit what year it is. On card auto, 4-color patch. Brett Hull. Too bad this light's not going to do this justice. It almost looks like a Colorado state flag patch in there. It's kind of cool. But anyway, Brett Hull on the Blues. That's what I wanted. Got it. Found it. Cross him off. He's done. And that's a thick card. And this last card I have, sticking with hockey. This is where the question of I don't understand the market anymore. I don't get the market. I don't understand why certain cards sell for this much money while other cards don't sell for shit. Prime example of this a couple weeks ago, Siktifer and this film Not Yet Rated both know this story. I stumbled across a Dennis Rodman, Chris Birdman Anderson dual auto at a 10. Both stickers. The design of the card wasn't that great, but I wanted one because it had those two guys on it. So I threw a bid down, and the some bitch sold for $300, which is about at least $200 more than what it should have gone for. And I'm sitting here like, I got that Dennis Rodman auto for less than $40. I am sitting on a treasure trove of Chris Anderson patches and autos because when he got into his little hot water, not guilty, nobody wanted him. Couldn't touch him. So I've been sitting on this stuff for a while. Now all of a sudden he plays with LeBron, gets a ring, and his shit is going for hundreds of dollars. Hundreds. I shit you not. One of the Christmas Day patches from Immaculate a few years ago sold for $1,200. Wasn't even autographed. I tell you that story to talk about this, because this is a card which I do not understand why I got this card for so cheap. I got this card for less than $25 shipped. There's no reason that this card should have gone for that low. Anyway, out of this year's National Treasures, hockey just came out. I can give or take that product. But anyway, white cardstock. That's all I care about. 14 of 50, a quad autograph of Super Joe Sakic. Guaranteed Hall of Famer. Milan Hajduk, the most underrated Avalanche player ever. When he left, when Peter Forsberg left, this is the guy that stepped in, and he's probably one of the, I'd argue, top 10 best Avs player ever. Matt Duchene, what was he, #1 pick in 2009? Somewhere up there. He was drafted pretty high, and he's good. And then some other dude who I honestly never heard of, Michael Sarbosa. I guess that's how you pronounce his last name. Anyway, the top 3 autos are the ones that matter. I don't understand why I got that car for so cheap. I don't get it. The only thing that would have made this card better, honestly, if the bottom guy was Peter Forsberg or Patrick Waugh, whatever you want. But the top 3 guys probably are the top 15 greatest Avalanche players in franchise history, and yet for some reason, this I got for so cheap, and yet I paid almost double for that. I don't fucking get it. I don't get it anymore. But anyway, that's my haul. That's my haul for this time. Got a bid out on another card and watching some more, seeing what happens. Anyway, 12 minutes. You guys have heard me ramble, and I'm gonna go enjoy my 3-day weekend. Take it easy.